Hi Ian, welcome to my live session today. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much, Isabel. Thank you for having me on today.
That's more than, well, I won't even go into that. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Ian.
Well, it's a 52-year-old journey of a self. I was a bright-eyed kid growing up in New York City with a lot of enthusiasm for life. Got into the sport of ice hockey at the age of 12. My parents took me to the Olympics in 1980. I was like, I want to do this. So from 12 to 18, I kind of was living the dream, and then the dream stopped when I went to Canada after graduating high school because the college thing wasn't me. I mean, I did eventually go to college, but I wanted to pursue the life of a professional athlete. That stopped when I was 18, and then that's when the cycling began. So I started as a cyclist in 1987 and was working part-time because I came back from my hockey experience in the middle of a semester. So I actually had to mow lawns, blow leaves, do landscaping, as well as play hockey in the evenings. And for fun, but then riding my bike, to train, for the races that were on the weekends. And I always wanted to pursue my sport a natural way because in the sport of cycling, there's a lot of performance-enhancing drugs. And I just knew that with my natural talent, I could perform, but not put synthetic substances in my body, to really go down that route, only to potentially have a health challenge. So into my 20s, I'm speeding it up a little bit. I decided to get involved with the holistic way of health, as well as in the sport of cycling. And I started to get really good results, only to be continued to be beaten by guys that I knew that were on the juice. So I continued on my path, and in 1995, I got involved with a company that pretty much helps people drink, cleaner water in the direct selling realm. And then it pretty much evolved to approaching Dave Sandoval, who's the author of the Green Foods Bible, and his partner, Amy Venner, about the benefits of holistic healing with superfoods. So that was 20 years ago. And all this time, I've been racing my bike. I stopped racing in 2016. But up to this point, I live a plant-based lifestyle. I mean, I'm vegan. I don't eat any animal products. And it's been the best decision ever because at the age of 52, going on 53 this December, I'm still performing at a pretty high level. And, the company that I'm involved with really has awesome products that are free of any excipients, binders, or anything synthetic. And, I really educate people on the value of investing in themselves, which is their health, because you could have the nice watch, you could have the nice car, you could have the nice house, but if you don't have great health, those things don't matter. And most people are just throwing their health to the wind until they get a lifestyle disease. So my whole focus is really about waking people up to their potential of making the best investment ever in their health on a daily basis.
And it is an investment, isn't it? A lot of people, like you say, they leave it right to the last minute until they get something like diabetes or heart disease. And we really don't have to go that far. Now, you've just mentioned superfoods. What do you mean by superfoods?
Well, like a superfood is categorized a food that has superpowers. Okay, like spirulina, chlorella, even sweet potatoes are superfood. Okay, the foods from the plant kingdom, more often than not, are super because if you eat them in the right way, they could help you have superhuman powers. Haha. Long story short, if you do eat sweet potatoes, it's really good for your pancreas. Believe it or not, sweet potatoes are actually shaped like a pancreas. So it's kind of funny that they're actually beneficial to the pancreas. But there's a lot of fruits that if you look at a diagram on how they look, they're actually good for that part of your body. But long story short, spirulina has been on the planet for about 3.5 billion years. It's a primordial food. It was actually a big staple of the Aztecs, in Mexico, because it's very high in protein. It's 60% protein, and it has all the naturally occurring elements. It's kind of like the multivitamin of green foods. So it's not surprising that the indigenous people had it as a big part of their diet. So spirulina, and of course there's wheatgrass, and there's chlorella, and there's beets. There's all of these foods that happen to be really super if you consume them and get the benefits from them.
So one of the things I hear often daily, let me come back in the frame for a second there,
Sure.
is but I don't like all that stuff. It's horrible. It tastes horrible. I'll get a supplement. Now, what's the difference between your high street supplement that's $2.40 for 60 and superfoods?
That's a great question. Okay, if someone's going to go into the pharmacy or go into a whole food store or health food store and get a multivitamin, you'll score a multivitamin, but the bioavailability, your body's ability to absorb those nutrients goes down to probably maybe 10 to 15% because it's not from a whole food. It's an isolate. So your body's going to see it as a foreign chemical. So the bioavailability, your body's ability to use it goes down drastically. Whereas when you ingest something like spirulina or chlorella or a beet juice or a carrot juice, it's whole food. And your body's going to be like, I know what this is, and I'm just going to soak it up like a sponge. That's the big difference. Most supplements, most protein shakes, most keto, whatever you call it, has a lot of, here in the United States, USP added vitamins. So you have expensive urine. So if you have a shake that has a lot of B vitamins added to it, your urine is going to be like 80s neon. That's a good analogy. I mean, I grew up in the 80s and neon was big. So, you know, back in the day, I used to like take a lot of isolated nutrients, and I had the brightest pee ever.
I didn't have bright pee. I just had bright leg warmers and rah-rah.
Bright leg warmers. There you go. There you go.
So some people are going to say that's all great, and I understand what you're saying, but I take an animal-based protein powder and it does the job.
Okay, well, you know, listen, I'm not promoting veganism, but there's a lot of great documentation. I mean, I think you've done some work with Dr. Greger, you know, How Not to Die. And long story short, it's clinically proven that animal protein turns on the potential for diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. And when it comes to whey protein has casein, and casein turns on the initiation of the cancer cell, initiation, promotion, metastasis. That's not me saying this. You could pick up the China study. You could pick up these clinically written books to show you how you could earn one of these diseases. So whey protein, okay, very, very hard on the kidneys and a very poor source of protein. So you get the double whammy. You get the potential to build insulin resistance in your body. You get the potential to turn on cancer cells and the potential of heart disease by taking whey protein or eating meat to actually increase your performance, which is a terrible source of protein. I mean, spirulina alone, if you did a comparison of spirulina and animal protein, I mean, spirulina is 60% protein without any negative downside. Meat has protein, tremendous inflammation and downside. Okay, so, you know, the company that I'm involved with, okay, it's platinum in Europe and it's Purium here in the United States. We have a 100% certified organic plant-based protein that offers a 99-to-1 net nitrogen utilization. What I mean by that is that 99% of the protein gets to the working muscle in 23 minutes with no tax on the kidneys. Whey protein, incredible tax on the kidneys. Animal protein, incredible tax on the kidneys. So, you know, just pick your poison or pick your rainbow.
I was talking to, not to name drop, but it's relevant. I was talking to Dr. Esselstyn a couple of weeks ago, and he's lovely. He's amazing. He's very funny as well. Yeah. He was saying heart disease doesn't just turn up overnight. You don't wake up one day and you've got it. It starts from your teens.
It does. And listen, you know, being a kid, okay, I grew up in the United States, and Burger King, Popeyes, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Friendly's ice cream were the rage, okay? At 12 is when you start building heart disease, okay? Mm-hmm. I mean, in our home here in Florida, my wife and I, we don't buy any meat, okay? Long story short, you know, my wife is from Colombia, and there's a lot of cheese and there's a lot of meat in that diet, okay? So, you know, here as a family, we've transitioned tremendously in terms of like what we buy and what her kids eat. Okay, long story short, I've been living this lifestyle a long time, and I see the damage. Okay, so diabetes and heart disease and cancer will happen. So Dr. Esselstyn, that's awesome that you connected with him. We're big fans of him, big fans of Dr. Greger, big fans of Dr. Clapper. We've met Dr. Clapper, and it's just so clear. And the thing is, you can either be an asset to yourself or a liability. I don't care if it tastes good. So if you want a piece of meat, okay, just chew it up and spit it out. Don't put it through the system. You put it through the system, it's going to create massive damage. Okay, so as a younger Ian Farrar, I probably had Burger King 2 to 3, 4, 5 times a week. Okay, Baskin Robbins ice cream, all of that. Okay, when I was in my 20s, I stopped all of that. That's like 26 years ago, 27 years ago. So I'm sure that there was some endothelial lining damage, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But for young people now, it's like my wife's son is 13. I've been in his life since he's like around 7 or 8 years old. At home here, it's pretty game on plant-based. Occasionally, does he have some meat? Yes. But the thing is, he's having a superfood shake. He's having amazing, plant-based supplements in the morning that I didn't have. I had Carnation instant breakfast full of isolated nutrients, chocolate or vanilla. Go figure, right? So even though he does eat some meat, he still has a lot of things that are going in there and fixing the inflammation, which I didn't have access to. Okay, so, kids today, especially in the United States, type 2 diabetes is an epidemic because of the meat and the dairy, which creates the insulin resistance. And then, of course, the sugars and the candies and the cakes and all that exacerbate other issues.
Now, I was doing some research the other day because whenever I post on Facebook, I like to do the research first just to make sure I've got it right.
Yeah.
And coming from a plant-based perspective rather than a general perspective, I find it absolutely shocking that 422 million people around the world have diabetes.
Yeah.
And it's avoidable.
It's totally avoidable.
It's easy to change as well. All you've got to do is 30 days of a plant-based diet.
30 days.
That's it. And some people just aren't willing to do the 30 days. But I've been known to do vegan cupcakes, and I've been known to do Swedish glazed ice cream, glass ice cream, which is vegan, not plant-based, vegan, but it's very nice. And, have to put a stop sign on myself.
Same here.
It's one of those things that you've got to do occasionally, but not every day. But I notice that when I'm taking the shakes, like the Can't Beat This, I do that before the gym, and I do it after the gym. First thing in the morning, people say, oh, it tastes disgusting, it even smells disgusting. It doesn't actually. And if you put this much water in rather than that much water, it goes down a lot faster, and it's a lot healthier than stodging your face full of croissants and whatever. What sort of information can you give people that will lead them to a transition where they can start implementing slowly a plant-based shake or a plant-based superfood or just something that will help their immune system?
Sure. And it really begins with a decision, and the decision shapes your life. Now, if someone is resistant and they're not ready, they're not ready. Okay. I much rather, when I'm coaching people, because I happen to be certified in plant-based nutrition from eCornell, the China study course, I want to meet someone who's ready to make this change in their life. I don't want to be the cheerleader, okay? Because jumping up and down, rooting for someone and someone not in the game of their life is challenging. So, when talking to someone about our 10-day transformation cleanse in Europe and our ultimate lifestyle transformation here in the United States, it's truly a commitment to total human optimization. Okay, we all have the potential to live an incredibly healthy life. So if you want to add to your liability column, be my guest, because hospital bills are really expensive. So for these people that get caught up on taste, it's because they're on the standard American diet, the standard European diet. They're getting their protein, their carbohydrate, their fat from somewhere, and they're not getting the micronutrients. If they give themselves 10 to 30 days, okay, we have a mutual friend in common, Joanne Steele. She did the 10-day transformation in the UK, and she fell in love with the products and what the lifestyle did for her. She's in the gym every day. She didn't have a weight loss issue, but now her body craves the Power Shake. I mean, since my wife and I have been together, we've been together going on 7 years. She's had a Power Shake pretty much every day since we've been together, and it's something that she craves because her body wants nutrients. The human body wants nutrients. Now, does it need the carbohydrate, fat, and protein? Yes, but from the right sources. So, you know, when speaking to somebody, if they would just take our Hippocrates shake in Europe or our Power Shake here in the States, that is going to be the best gift to your body, because it's going to give the body the nutrient density of 6 salads on a daily basis. Most people are getting the you know, the French fries, the hamburgers, you know, all that stuff, the pizza, all that stuff that has no nutritional value, but lots of negative. So that's a long answer to your question.
It's a good answer, though. So one of the problems I come across daily is psoriasis and autoimmune diseases, and diabetes is an autoimmune disease. Now, people don't realize that what they put in their stomachs actually affects everything. And one of the things that people never think of doing is cleaning out their gut, if you like.
Yeah.
Their gut biome. What can you tell us about that?
I could tell you a lot about that. I've actually been learning a lot about the microbiome over the past 4 years. Okay, I didn't know that word existed, but for 40 to 50 years of my life, I've been living with a very distressed microbiome. Okay, I mean, for someone that lives a healthy lifestyle, when I would eat bread here in the United States, I would get bloated. Why? Because I had glyphosate in my gut. Okay, and most people don't understand that if you don't buy organic, you have herbicides, pesticides, a lot of stuff in your gut. And your gut is where all the magic happens. That's where 70% of your immune system lies. It's where, you know, the production of B vitamins, you know, the transfer of nutrients from your gut lining into your bloodstream. You know, most people have leaky gut. They have little holes in their gut because their digestive system is compromised. So here in the US, and I'd like to show it to you, this is the product called Biomedic. Okay, so microbiome, Biomedic. In Europe, it's called Gut Harmony. This product actually has a human clinical to remove the menace, which is glyphosate. Glyphosate Roundup is in 75% of the food supply. It's a weed killer. So it kills weeds, but it also kills you. And once it's in your gut, it will create havoc. So, you know, autoimmune diseases, IBS, Crohn's, celiac, gluten intolerance is a glyphosate issue. So Mr. Health Boy would always get bloated when he would have bread, like Ezekiel bread here in the States. It's flourless, it's organic, couldn't handle it. Other foods couldn't handle it, so I had to stay away. I've been on Biomedic now for 4 years. Now, this product is very unique in the fact that it has humic and fulvic acid to help pull the chemical out. It has a prebiotic and probiotics to actually reestablish the gut microbiome and the flora. So it's a gut rehabilitation product. It's not just a prebiotic and probiotic. It's going to totally rehabilitate your gut microbiome. And it has this human clinical, and it's been tested to have a 74% reduction in glyphosate over 6 weeks. And it lowers the inflammation marker in their body by 75%, CRP.
Wow,
C-reactive protein. So for me, you know, digestion is really important. And with this other thing that's floating around that has the whole world crazy about, if you take this product, your immune system is going to be a lot more optimized than not. So it happens to be part of our healthy immune function pack here in the States.
So some people that I come across quite a lot, actually, they're going like, yeah, that's all very well. Don't want to listen to the vegan nonsense. I'm interested in muscle. I can't get the gains without the without the animal-based protein. Plant-based proteins, not as good. What would you say to them?
I would have them, you know, watch Forks Over Knives. I would have them watch one of those documentaries. I would have them watch Game Changers, which is a real game changer, especially when the doctor draws the blood from those NFL football players, you know, before and after. And to let people know that there's no negative side effects of eating plant-based protein. If you look at some of the biggest animals in the world, the strongest one in the jungle is the gorilla. Who do I sound like there? Dr. Greger, right?
Yes.
We actually were on the vegan cruise about, what is it, like 5-6 years ago? And, you know, we saw him speak several times on stage and just love his personality. And it's true. They're the strongest animal in the jungle. They don't eat meat. Okay, if you look at rhinoceroses, giraffes, elephants, they eat vegetation. Okay, horses, cows, they're eating grass all day. So you're going to tell me that eating a dead animal, you don't know how long it's been dead, okay, that's actually going to make a positive impact on your body? I don't think so. Okay, so when it comes to plant-based protein, the one that I use is a product that I refer to called the Super Amino 23. It's a non-soy legume that's 99% absorbed, utilized rather, in the human body by 23 minutes.
Wow.
Okay, so the thing is, so I use that. I use our maximum vegan protein. It's called MVP Sport. And I'm getting really great results. I mean, I went riding today, 21 miles, you know, not super fast, but for an old guy, close to 20 miles an hour in miles per hour, kilometers an hour. It's pretty fast. And, you know, feeling good.
Still going strong for an old guy. Was that the sentiment there?
Yeah, still going pretty good for an old guy. I'm pushing 53. Can't believe it, but yeah.
And I'm 51. So let's retract that. 50 is the new 30.
50 is the new 30. Isabella, 50 is the new 30.
I like that. The other thing that I like is on a plant-based diet. I mean, this just shows what my brain thinks about all the time. It doesn't have to worry about just the right amount of fat, just the right amount of sugar, just the right amount of salt, because there isn't that combination in non-processed plant food. But what I do love is that you can eat that much and still have your calorie intake. So like Dr. Greger says, you can chew on carrots for 2.5 hours to get your 2,000 calorie worth, but a McDonald's or a KFC or a cupcake, you know, that is 2 seconds in the mouth, 20 seconds in the stomach, gone, and your calories are absorbed, and it's just really not good. But with plants, you can eat as much as you like. Absolutely.
And, you know, people, I've been ridiculed, you know, over in my life a lot. You know, and everything goes through 3 phases, okay? First, you're ridiculed, okay? Then you're violently opposed, and then it becomes self-evident. We're in the self-evident time right now where this plant-based lifestyle, this vegan lifestyle, taking these clean products is here and now. So when someone makes a comment and I look at them, I ask them a question. Have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? And I'm not being disrespectful, but if you really want to be in shape, you should take a look at what you're ingesting on a daily basis, okay? So, you know, over the years, I've taken a lot of abuse, but, you know, some of the guys that I went to high school with, they look terrible, okay? And, you know, I happen to be complimented that I look younger than I am. My skin is very vibrant and clear, and that's all because I'm living and eating a plant-based diet, and my alkalinity is on point. You know, because the body needs hydrogen, okay? So potential hydrogen, pH, okay? All of the foods that we're talking about, the superfoods, have a very, very balanced pH, whereas meat and dairy and all of those processed foods, sugar, have a pH south of 7.2. So if you eat those types of foods on a regular basis, you're going to develop those diseases because those diseases like to live in that environment. So it's the sky's the limit if you want to be healthy.
It is. And a lot of people will say, look, I just can't afford superfoods. They're expensive. How has your company helped people to actually make them affordable?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, I actually had a conversation, you know, today. We had some maintenance people come over and fix our dishwasher. And, you know, they're like, oh, well, buying organic is pretty expensive. I go, so are your hospital bills if you continue to eat the Puerto Rican, Dominican diet. Okay. And I was like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. You go home tonight, you're probably going to have your rice and beans and your meat and all that. But hopefully I've made an impact to hopefully make a change in your mind to start eating, you know, some of these foods.
The Purium in the US, they offer a $50 discount code.
Yes, they do.
In the UK, and that's Canada as well, and in the UK and Europe, it's a €50 discount.
Yeah.
And that's how you've actually made it more affordable to people.
Yes, and I'll explain that. You know, when it comes to the nutrient density component of my family's daily life, we get our nutrients from the superfoods. I mean, we order sprouts from gotsprouts.com in West Palm Beach, cut those up, make an incredible sprout salad. But it's the superfoods that really give us the nutrients, okay? You know, because the kale that we get at the store, the broccoli we get at the store, the soil is what is where the nutrient density of the vegetable that's grown in it. Okay, so you know, I'm not banking on where Whole Foods grows their stuff and I buy it. So we go above and beyond. And if you want to shop at the Purium store, which, you know, all of our products, you know, have, like, the wheatgrass is juiced and it's dried in a way where all the active constituents are in place for digestion and absorption. We have these really unique $50 gift cards. Now in Europe, it's actually €50 off the order. In the United States, you got to spend $75 in order to redeem this gift card. So the Super Amino 23 that I refer to is $75. So it would be $25 US. Great deal. Okay, so to get people in to this lifestyle is very affordable. I mean, the Whole Foods is a chain here in the US and Canada. Very successful chain owned by, you know, Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon. And they don't offer 25% off every day. At iShopPurium.com here in the States, a customer could shop and they could get 25% off just as long as they order every 30 days. Okay. In Europe, discount is pretty healthy as well. Okay. So Platinum is the website in Europe. Okay. It's Platinum. Yeah, I think it's platinumuk.biz/ your replicated website. And then in the US, it would be, you know, iShopPurium.com, and then you would use your code to shop for, you know, the Purium superfoods.
That's great. Now, I was doing some research online, and one of the objections people have to businesses like this is they think they're pyramid businesses, pyramid schemes.
Yeah.
But this is an MLM, isn't it? And this is very different to a pyramid scheme.
Oh, it is. And it's funny, before we got on the call, there's a book sitting next to me called The 4-Year Career, and it's written by Richard Bliss Brooke, and it's all about this business model. And there's a quote in here from a very successful guy. He's top 3 wealthy billionaires in the world. His name is Warren Buffett. Have you heard of him?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me read a quote to you, okay? Dollar for dollar, the best investment Berkshire Hathaway has ever made is the 3 companies that he owns that are network marketing companies. Okay, so this is not a pyramid scheme. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett would not be involved in a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal here in the US. They're illegal in Europe. This is a incredible business model, okay, when understood. It's actually an upside down pyramid. There are people in my organization. I'm the founding brand partner with Purium, been with the company 18 years. There are people in my organization that are going to make more money than me. So if this was a traditional pyramid and I was at the top of the pyramid, no one would make more money than me. Okay, so this is the book, you know, called The 4-Year Career. There's Warren Buffett right there. And he said that, you know, billionaire investor, owner of 3 direct selling network marketing companies. Okay, so if this was a pyramid scheme, he wouldn't be the owner of one. Okay,
no,
so that's a short answer to your question.
He's too smart for that.
Too smart for that.
Zig Ziglar said the same sort of thing as well. And, you know, he was wealthy. Now, for anybody thinking, what's this all about? I want to know more. What can you tell them? Where do they go?
Well, if they're a U.S. or Canadian-based customer, okay, the products are pretty much the same as in Europe. They just have some different names. The labels are in German, and you know the ordering as a customer and the ordering as a brand partner. If you actually really like what you heard today and you want to refer others and make an income, is a little different onboarding process. But you know, when it comes to how the products work, how the 10-day transformation works, how the ultimate lifestyle transformation works, the flow is pretty much the same. Our program here in the US is 20 days longer than the one in Europe. And the way, to become a customer, you would, of course, have to share your code. Isabel, what's your code, Isabel?
Oh, I think it is, I don't know. I will put it below because I've got memory like a sieve.
No
I'll
problem.
put in the links below. Oh, there's a group as well. There's a group that's been set up to support people in their journey, offer sales experience, marketing experience, just so people aren't left alone. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's called the Green Warrior Tribe, and it's spearheaded by myself and Sean Clifford, who's quite a tech genius when it comes to online marketing and funnels. I actually got involved in this business 25 years ago. I didn't even have a cell phone. I just had a mouth that couldn't stop. And I built a ginormous business over the years. There was no tech. It just was this and the brain and enthusiasm and electricity. And a lot of people said yes. That led to a lot of other people saying yes to a lot of other people. So today, I have an organization, my wife and I have an organization, because we build this business together, of over 120,000 people and growing. So this is a very, very profitable business that's purposeful. Okay. I mean, I really love what I do because I help people, and, we have a really great lifestyle, so it's not all about the bling at all. It's about like living your life on your terms and, freedom, so if you want freedom, we can help you with that too.
And I think also a lot of people are worried about the sales aspect and going it alone and not understanding things. This company gives you everything that you need to actually go off and do it yourself.
Yeah. And the thing is, when you enroll in network marketing, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Okay. I'm going to say that again. When you enroll in network marketing, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. I've mentored thousands of people. So if you're willing to put the time in and commit long-term, you could build a successful business like I have and many others.
I love network marketing because I get to talk to lots of people. I do all my own sales calls, and I do about 10 a day every day.
Awesome.
And, I can't stress enough that plant-based diets should be the foundation of all health journeys that you go on.
Absolutely.
Without a decent foundation, your house is going to fall down.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, it was my idea to launch a company like this with these types of products, because there are other companies, I'm not going to name names, but the products are mediocre at best. And if you're going to build a business, you want to feel 100% in your heart that this is the greatest thing for the person you're sharing it with. And I mean, if you saw like our cupboards, they're packed with these superfoods. I mean, if there's a huge storm, hurricane, power outage, I know I'm going to be getting my nutrients, because these products, believe it or not, are good prepper foods too. You have enough of them on hand, you could live on them.
That's great. I've got a kitchen full of superfoods myself, so I know exactly what you're talking about. So just before we go, is there anything you want to add? Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, there is. Okay, we live in a very, very challenging time right now. We're in a tough economic cycle worldwide. Okay, I mean, I live in the States. Okay, we use the the U.S. dollar. Okay, you're in Europe. Okay, when you use the euro, or I think actually you're part of the UK, so you're back to the pound. Long story short, this economic cycle is going to be with us for a long time. Therefore, building a business like this helps you become self-sufficient. Okay, so there is no income like residual income. Okay, it's really smart to build a business that you could eventually make money while you sleep. Warren Buffett, who I referred to, says if you don't build an income stream that you can make money while you sleep, you're going to be working for the rest of your life. So there is no income like residual income, and the time is now to align yourself with a movement like Purium and Platinum that's committed to a mission of helping people live the best lifestyle with these organic superfoods.
That's great. And I think that's the key, isn't it? When you are in business to help people, you can help people. But when you're in business just solely for the money, that's when it all goes wrong.
It all goes wrong. And the thing is, there are a lot of scams, pyramid schemes, and it was all about the money, and it just feeds on itself. There are a lot of network marketing companies that aren't here today because of that very reason, because of greed, and there was no mission, there was no purpose. I mean, Amy and Dave Sandoval, who's the author of the Green Foods Bible, he's the formulator, co-founder, and Amy Venner's his partner. They're incredibly mission-oriented. And I knew that they were the right people to approach to launch this company. Okay, I mean, this month on the 25th is my 18th year anniversary. So if you want to get wealthy over time, you build a network marketing company with people that are on the same page as you.
So just before you go, I just want to clear something up. I am inundated every day in the DMs from marketers going on and on about passive income. You go into groups and they're going on about passive income. And I don't know how many emails, messages, and posts I've seen on the Japanese thingy tonic or this magic pill, or there's just so many of them, and none of them work. Or none of them work long term. Right.
And the thing is, I get prospected and hit on too, and I know how to ask the right questions. And I was like, are you looking to make a few $1,000s on me getting involved in your deal short term, or are you looking to make millions over time? Because I've made millions over time. Okay, and these opportunities come and go. Say the best successful networkers, the best successful people, you commit with a company long term. Okay, I'm not part of a lot of these groups. It's kind of like it's like a pool of piranhas. They're all trying to like get people to buy into their deal and get people to buy into their mentoring and all this other stuff. You could come into our program in Europe for $499. You could come into our program here in the United States for $179 up to $531 US, and you got a business. I mean, you're going to get me for free to mentor you. Okay, I don't build a person's business for them, but I build it with them and I help them along the way. If you are a US citizen and you're looking to really learn, I'll actually put a copy of the 4-year career and I'll sign it, because my story, okay, is one of 10 people in this book on page 102. Okay, so, if you like what you've heard today and you really want to take your health, your fitness, and your income to the next level, Isabella and myself would be more than happy to help you facilitate that.
That's great, Ian. Thanks for joining us today. But do you want to do a Q&A before we go?
Of course.
Okay. Pasta, no pasta?
Super periodic, brown rice pasta, chickpea pasta, no semolina, white flour pasta.
Brown rice, white rice?
Brown rice, preferably when I'm in Colombia and brown rice is not available. I'll eat the white rice, but I'm much better off with the brown.
Even if it's not organic?
I'll tell my mind that it is, and I'm okay.
Water, no water. How many glasses a day?
Oh, we drink a lot of water. I'm an athlete, of course. I live in Florida, which is really hot, humid hot. I drink at least 60 to 80 ounces a day.
It's pretty good going.
Mm-hmm.
Meals a day. How many meals a day?
We're a family of probably minimum 3, max 6, but the smaller. I mean, my breakfast consists of my superfoods, with some wild berries. I'll do a shake after I work out. I don't do like tofu eggs and Ezekiel toast. I don't do that type of breakfast. I get up in the morning. It's a glass of, it's a it's a 16-ounce shaker with water, with lemon. Put some American ginseng extract, some ionic elements, trace minerals. I'll take my supplements, let that get in. And then I'm doing my can't beat this and my aminos before my workout. I'll have a banana. I'm out the door. I'm speaking in cycling terms. Come back. I take more aminos and then stretch. And then I do my shake. And my shake consists of like almond milk, 2 scoops of the Hippocrates shake, 2 scoops of the protein, wild berries, blend that up. And then I'll go on to a lunch in like 2 hours. Today was a Sedona wrap from a really great place here called Rethink Food and Drink. Think about that, Rethink Food and Drink. And it was, tempeh, brown rice, collard greens, all of that in a wrap. It was really, really great. And before our call, I had a yerba mate.
So that sounds like an awful lot of food.
Yeah, and then dinner later. I mean, if we had our sprouts, I would cut the sprouts out, or we get some bagged kale, and there's a salad dressing that we get that's homemade at a place in Daytona Beach, and I'll just put avocado, kale, the dressing, and I'm good to go.
So last question.
Yeah.
Shop bought salad dressings, homemade ones.
We're a big advocate of homemade. During COVID, when there was lockdown, even though the stores were open, people were out. But we spent a lot of time here. And my wife actually is trained at Hippocrates Health Institute in West Palm Beach. It's like the #1 like raw food, wheatgrass, holistic healing place, in the U.S. It's world renowned. She made an awesome dressing from their recipe list, but it was very time consuming. So recently, there's a place called Kale Cafe in Daytona Beach that I just referred to. And last time we were there, we bought like 6 or 8 bottles, and all the ingredients in there are just super clean, like liquid brag amino, garlic. They make it there, but it's not like like Paul Newman's family has a dressing line, and we don't buy any of that stuff.
No.
Long answer to your question.
Okay. I think it's a very good answer, though.
No, I love these interviews and all these these Q&As. It's great.
Keeps it fun and it keeps it real, doesn't it? Because if it catch you out, then but yeah. I didn't. Everything seems kosher and real. So awesome. Thanks, Ian. Thanks for joining me today. It's been absolutely wonderful. And I'll put all the links below, and you're streaming to YouTube too. So not just Facebook. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's get the message out. And if people are looking for, to get involved with, these types of products from a customer standpoint, as well as for a business, I'd be more than happy to enlighten and team up and rock and roll. I should have actually brought some of the products with me to show people that I actually do take it and it is real. Yeah. But that means I've got to run back into the kitchen, and that's a lot of faffing. That's okay. Next video. Okay. Well, lovely to talk to you. Have a great day and speak soon. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.